All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace salutation to all the Akim doing and push his word in sincerity and truth worldwide. And a sincere shalom to the elect. Now I want to get into this little lesson here. This brother, Madagan, Amath. This brother had Salaki in him. If I had gotten it wrong or pronounced it wrong, brother. But this brother here had posted something, okay? And pull it up right here. Too many Hebrews love America the way Israel loved Egypt, right? Okay? Same way Hebrew Israelites were loving Egypt back then, Hebrew Israelites are loving America now. Because America is coming in that same spirit, okay? Because it tells you in Revelation, let me get it real quick. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified, okay? And we know that America is the amalgamation, the rebirth, Rome, Babylon, you know what I mean? All over again, because it incorporates all the, fuckery, witchcraft, the philosophies of these places, okay? So let's get into this real quick here, okay? Because when the brother has said, yeah, hey, scriptures talk about history merely repeating itself. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. History, NLT, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. And that's right, okay? You, your spirit, the actions that you're committing, okay? That's why the scriptures say that the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. Projects come back over and over and over. Look at the generation of old, right? Or Salakia. What does it tell us in Jeremiah chapter 28 and 8? The prophets that have been before me prophesy about many countries, kingdoms, right? So on and so forth, roughly phrasing. So you come back to do the same slime that you were doing before, right? This is why you're loving Egypt, okay? The love of Egypt shall destroy many. And who's the many? Obviously, Edom and these other nations that will be here when those thermonuclears touch down. But you 2/3 Jakes, okay? This is what the Lord said, what? Go and speak to his people, man, okay? The Lord is concerned about your doings. These other nations out here, who the fuck are them? The Lord said that they're counted as less than spit, man, okay? Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? So only you have the Lord shed his love on, opened his eye to, given an ear to, given the commandments to, okay? His law to, right? His love, his son, so many things, but you people reject it. You turn the head. So the Lord is dealing with the house of Israel. He's not dealing with no other nations, okay? Ezekiel chapter 3 and 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel, not Moab, okay? Yahushai wasn't rolling around with 12 disciples, 12 apostles. 3 of them were fucking Ham, Moab, or all of them except for one was an Israelite. And, you had a Moabite, you had an Ishmaelite there, you had a Hamite there, Elam, Edomite, a very special Edomite. No, it was all Israelites, okay? So going back into this, moreover he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Yasharallah, Israel, okay? Not these other nations. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. That's it. That's what we're doing, right? And they're not listening. They're not hearkening. All right, just like the Lord say here, Jeremiah chapter 7 and 28, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. But thou shalt say unto them, Israel, okay, the hard-headed 2/3 of our people, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of Yahweh, their power, nor receive correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth. And that's right. You see these pastors up inside taking the 501c3s. Shit, you see these false prophets. They're accounted for 2/3 too. Just because you throw on a garment and you say Yashrallah, Kwam Yashrallah, or whatever it may be, you're still part of 2/3, man. You're not teaching right. Truth is perished from your mouth. You're not teaching these people. You're not setting them right. You're not building up the hedge. Okay? You're teaching them lies. You're there for hire. All right? So you're seeing all of that happen there. You know, this is the people that obeyeth not the voice of Yahweh. They're not teaching 100% truth, these false pastors. You know, the ones in the, even wood and stone, the ones in Christianity, the ones in Muslims, right? And even the ones that claim to be, you know, Hebrew Israelites, right? Knowing that they're, oh, this is what I am. This is Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob. This is who we are, right? But they took the 501c3 and lying to our people, causing them to err by their likeness, okay? So you have, you know, like I said, that wicked plantation Christianity, right? And shit, being Moses, whatever you want, Egypt supports it. It lets you serve these different gods. Hey, when you go back into Revelation 11, what I was reading there, it says that they shall not suffer their bodies to be put in graves. Yeah, they didn't give them back their identity, man. They didn't show them, yo, this is who you are, okay? You got Jake walking around in America claiming to be whatever the fuck they want to be, okay? And America supports it. Babylon supports it. You could, you know, I ain't even gonna say half the shit, but you know what you can do in America, okay? Yep. So going back into, you know, there's a people that obeyeth not the voice of their power. Okay, all these other nations are doing what their God is telling them to do, right? Pour rat shit on your head, go swimming shit, whatever it may be. Take cow piss and dunk it on your head and fuck holes in grounds, all that type of shit. Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 16. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of Yahweh, we will not hearken unto thee. Right, because their God is Pharaoh. Okay, and Pharaoh said the same damn thing. Exodus chapter 5 and verse 2. And Pharaoh said, Who is this Yahweh? Who is Yahweh that I shall obey his voice to let Israel go? Salakia. I know not Yahweh, neither will I let Israel go. I know not Yahweh. Okay? This is the same, you know, who is this Yahweh that you're speaking to us in, man? You know, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of their power. Who's their power? Who's their God? Right. King of Egypt. Right? That's their God. That's their power. But you're going to get fucked up for, you know, following that power, following that false power, I must say. That false God. Okay? When you cry, the Lord's going to laugh. We're going to laugh. Because here it is. He had us out there. Year in, year out. Starting from Abba Bivens all the way to our apostle elders. Right? And they're still out there over 40 years. You know, denying the flesh. Putting their flesh under subjection to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. obeying the power, you know, resisting this world, right? Like I said, no chastening for the moment seemed to be joyous. Affliction and mourning we have learned to love. Okay? But what are you 2/3 doing? You're loving this place, man. You're loving the pork. You're loving the lobster. We remember the leeks, the garlics. This is the same shit that you 2/3 are on, man. Okay? You don't change. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me. Okay, and where can his counsel be found? In the mouth of the prophets. What isn't in the scriptures? Okay? And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Okay, they're covered with the philosophies of Egypt. Okay, they're entrapped within it, within the deep darkness. This is why when we speak, they're like, close the curtain, fucking close it. They get all upset, mangled in the spirit. Okay? But not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, right? Because whoever loveth sin, they run from the light, and they love to hide in the darkness, right? John, is that John, right? They rather darkness than light. Oh, the scriptures tell you that, woe to you that put darkness for light and light for darkness and evil for good and good for evil. Or yeah, woe unto you that put darkness for light. Isn't that in Amos 5? Let me see something real quick. Salakia. Let me see. Oh yeah, Isaiah 5. Woe unto them that call evil good. That's what they say with this city, Babylon, right? And good evil, right? That's what they say about us. You guys are wicked. Everything's wicked. You guys are wicked ass niggas that put darkness for light, this world, the philosophies of this place, before Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay, the light, and he's speaking through what? Amos 3 and 7, through the mouthpiece of his prophets, because we can't be a part of darkness and light, right? We got to be either light or we either got to be darkness, right? And light for darkness, okay? So they put the reversal. You niggas is wicked. What you're saying is wicked. You know, oh my God, what do you say about the age of when a woman's a woman, when she becomes a woman? You know, all that type of stuff, right? That put bitter for sweet. Yeah, you put this place, which is a bitter, miserable place, for sweetness, and sweet for bitter, okay? Hey, man, what could I say? You know, that's 2/3 of our people, man. But anyways, let's get back to what I was diving into here. So yeah, that they may add sin to sin. So yeah, they would love to be in the darkness. When the light come around, it's like, shut up, put them away. You know, we love dancing in this filth. You know, why do you have to talk like that? Can't we all just get along? Inside joke. That walk to go down into Egypt, America, you see our people from everywhere, from the Caribbeans, whichever part of the world. That American dream, I want it. And have not asked in my mouth to strengthen himself in the strength of Pharaoh. Right, all what Pharaoh's building himself up and doing, and when in Egypt, when in Rome, right? Be partakers of it, right? And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Yeah, and they trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. The philosophies, the doctrines, right? They don't go to God first. They go to the man, okay? Therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Because when the strength of Pharaoh is taken down, you're going to be right there with him. You've been joining hand in hand with him, right? And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. Yeah, because at one point you thought this place was strong. Okay? You thought this place was gonna continue forever. But when those things come, they're gonna catch you unawares, man, which we've been warning people about. Okay? Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand. Does it sound nice? And pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that put their trust in him. Look at the northern kingdom. Look what happened now. He turned around and pricked them. Okay? We want Trump. We want President Trump. Yeah, look what happened. You know, you were cursing out your own. You were trying to act like you were the best because some people are stuck back in Guatemala, El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? Brazil and so on and so forth. And you came over here and got a taste of that life and switched up on your people. And then when your people wanted to come over here, you're talking about, yeah, they're criminals, they're this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And President Trump, yeah, America do so good for us, you know? Yeah, we vote MAGA, and then they turn around and they bite you in your ass. You got demoted, okay? Dispromoted. Anyways, that's good for your ass. Okay, that's what you get for putting your trust in this man, okay? Let's start from verse 7 here, 2 Maccabee chapter 4 and verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus, called Epiphanes, took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored, Salaki on the pronunciation, underhand to be high priest, promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more. He's gassing them up, you know, butt kissing. If he might have license to set up him a place for exercise. So you see, right away, he's in that heathenistic mindset. Okay, this goes back to first Maccabees. You know that our people went and make a covenant with the heathen, right? So they were loving the toys, the scrapes from the table of the master. Okay, we've seen this before. It's called a 501c3 nowadays, but we've seen this before. Sell out coons, man. Okay. Continuing, and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen, and to write to them of Jerusalem by name of Antiochus, which Antiochus, which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. Okay, you know what that's going into, just like the American fashion. Okay, a lot of people come over here with their attire, you know, Chinese, Indians, whatever it may be, and they adapt to the American culture, right? The jeans dressing, the women wearing pants and all this type of stuff, right? So back then, you know, this place of exercise, wearing butt naked, rustling and stuff, like that was the part of the Greekish fashion. And just like much like today, part of the Greekish fashion, right, the Babylonian fashion, you have people, you know, doing what they want, dressing how they want, you know what I mean, to this nation, right? So the American style, as they would say, right? So now you see 2/3 Jakes, you know, they knee deep head into this, right? And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Epimus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid. He took away and put down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up a new customs against the law, for he built gladly, see that, a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. That was part of the Greekish fashion. That's what you see them doing today. 5950s, new era, all this shit. And who do we know that always wearing them damn hats? You know, yeah, you know who that is. Now, such was the height of Greek fashion, an increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest, that the priests had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful alliance in the place of exercise, after the game of Diacus called them forth, not setting by honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. This is what our people are doing right now in America. Okay, loving the customs and glory and ways of America best of all. We come out there, we tell you, Hebrew Israelite, repent, turn back, so on and so forth. You're like, nah, fuck you. Get out of here. We're for, this is how we are. This is how we grew up. We know nothing about what you're talking about. Who is this Yahweh that we should obey his voice? The leeks, the garlics, the black mouths, the cheap liquor, right? Verse 16, by reason wherefore sore calamity came upon them. That's what's going to happen to 2/3 of our people. Okay? The love of Egypt shall destroy many, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they followed so earnestly. And this is what our people, you look around our people right now, that's what they're about. Okay, following the American dream, the Canadian dream, right? The North American dream, the Babylonian dream, right? Whose custom they follow so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, but the time following shall declare these things, right? And when it says what? Whose custom they follow so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things, man. Damn. Okay. So yeah, I label this the love of Egypt shall destroy many, men. And like the brother had posted here, too many Hebrew Israelites love America the way Israel loved Egypt. And that's right, man. You got your enemies to be your avenger. For who they had to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things, man. End the story. That's why I started out with I'm going to end with this. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 9. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. And that's it, man. You did this back in Egypt, and you're doing it in the new Egypt. Okay, the new Babylon, the virgin Babylon. All right? So with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified. Shalom Akim and Abad Babon.